There are certain sores in life that, like a canker, gnaw at the soul in solitude and diminish it. Since generally it is the custom to attribute these incredible sufferings to the realm of rare and singular accidents and happenings, it is not possible to speak about them to others. If one doesn't talk or write about them, people pretend to accept them with sarcastic remarks and dubious smiles. In reality, however, they follow prevalent beliefs and their own ideas about them. The reason is that these pains do not have a remedy. The only remedy is forgetfulness, induced by wine, or artificial sleep induced by opium and other narcotics. Unfortunately, the effect of these drugs is transitory. After a while, instead of soothing, they add to the pain.
Jesus
I know.
Christ.
I know. This is an extract from a book called The Blind Owl.
Ooh, was it about the trials and tribulations of a...
No.
Oh.
It's a metaphor, and it was written by Sadegh Hedayat, who's one of, if not the most famous Iranian modernist writers of the 20th century. Sadegh was born to an aristocratic family and then moved to Paris to study. Just like Khashoggi, exactly. He was a nationalist, but he had some interesting views. He really didn't like Islam. Really didn't like Islam. He blamed the Arabs and Mongols for the state that Iran was in. And you can see this line of thinking amongst many Iranians today who reminisce about the golden age of Persia and have certain feelings about Islam as a whole. A lot of his work was centered around this return, as well as a revolt against the clerical classes who he saw brought about superstition and idiocy. You can see how modernity and its rationalism really affected people's views towards the past, but Hedayat was a little different. He was a bit of a romantic as well.
What? Like when Harry met Sally?
No, man, not like that, but something. Listen, one of Romanticism's key ideas and most enduring legacies is the assertion of nationalism, which became a central theme of Romantic art and political philosophy. From the earliest part of the movement, with their focus on development of national languages and folklore, towards the importance of local customs and traditions. He thought that one of the reasons things were so f***ed up was that modern life had taken the soul out of life, as it were. Very similar to his literary hero Kafka, who saw humans turn into bureaucratic robots and who just function, basically. And for Hedayat, the way around this was for an authentic Iranian identity that was close to his roots, not as a way to replace superstition, but to supersede rationalism.
Oh, so like Heidegger.
Yeah, exactly.
We need to... Yeah,
exactly.
Okay. But it's because
we need to do an episode. Yeah, we need to do an episode on Heidegger. Okay. So he didn't really want to Europeanize Iran. Rather, he wanted to sketch out a lot of deep-rooted folklore and traditions. So he delved into studying ancient Iranian folklore. And he wrote The Blind Owl in Mumbai to get to know Zoroastrianism and learn the ancient language. The book is really dark. Here's another extract. The sign of our time is that the dignity of the human personality has no place. The age is, as are its laws, impersonal. Its heart as of stone, yet on arrest, in the name of these laws, we die like dogs. Neither executioner nor victim making sound, because he has to gasp for air all his life, panting for breath, is the man of today's only way out.
Yeah, so as you can imagine, he had quite a lot of lofty ideas, and that's one of the points of this video beyond Sadegh Hedayat, is that a lot of writers who wrote in this vein had quite a depressive streak. And I think it comes down to seeing how things are around you, projecting a better time in the past, and then trying to bring that to the forefront in the name of better society or whatnot. And he just constantly felt disappointed by his efforts and just saw things as never getting better. And he turned to drugs and alcohol, in particular opium, which he talks about in The Blind Owl, actually. The darkest part about The Blind Owl is that shortly after, he eventually took his own life. Fuck, man.
Yes, it's pretty sad. He could see nothing but oppression around him, and he felt alienated by his peers, and he felt like nothing he did would ever recover the situation in Iran. And I think that the case of Hedayat really says something about Romanticism, the glorification of the past, this ties to nationalism, how how nationalism emphasizes community, yet a lot of the proponents of nationalism live quite individualistic lives.
The contradictions are part of life, I guess.
Exactly.
Wanna go shit on some cats?
Yeah.